I had planned a little bigger because I have a really big bow. This pretty one. This is going to be our inspiration for this piece. So you're going to see I've picked out florals that coordinate with. Starting with our base. And I need some longer greenery to kind of set the tone for the base. I'm going to use these bushes. I love this mini leaf bush. I have used this so many times. This is going to be real important in my design because I need it to be larger than the base I'm working on. So I love pieces like this that are all wired because they can totally move how we want them to move. We can boss them around, you know? Okay, I've got this super huge bow today, so I'm going to leave a lot of room for it. Okay, I've got one more to put in. I'm going to put it, let's see, we're going to have a bow, we're going to do all that. Let's see, I'm going to put it kind of swooping up, I think. It'll be pretty right there. So here's our inspiration. We've got our perimeter set so far with our greenery, all right? We're going to start to get some of the larger flower heads in. I'm going to use a navy blue peony. It's really, really pretty. It's dark. It's going to be our darker blue in here. Remember, I told you I really wanted to make this on a larger base. So since I don't have that available, I'm going to just go off this base a lot. So it won't be a deal breaker. We'll just leave some of the stems longer than we normally would. No biggie. If I mess it all up and I don't like it, guess what? I can tear it all back apart. I can just start again. Not a big deal at all. So let me get a few of these in. So let me get the pops of the dark blue going in first. And like I said, we're going way out with them. I've got a little more periwinkle blue, a little bit of lavender. So we're going to go hard on the blue, and then we're going to pull the red from the ribbon is the plan. I'm going to swoop up with this one. So I've got 3 pops of my blue in here so far. And I'm going to come in with some other stuff first. We may add some more, but I'm getting those in first. It looks pretty dark on camera to me. It's not quite that dark in person. Sometimes the camera does weird things. All right, now we're going to use a delphinium. We're going to bring in a long delphinium for some length. You tell me, what is your favorite flower? Fake or real, artificial, plastic? Anyway, what is the one you see it, you've got to have it? Is it like the poinsettia at Christmas? What is your thing? Okay, I'm going to introduce another kind of a lighter blue, more like periwinkle. So I'm just greening out our base. Contrast these 3 blues together. I would tell you we're going to green out our base. It is a lavender. Set our perimeter of our design. That's what we're doing, right? It's a lavender color. I get all this flower plant love from my mother and my grandmother. That was their thing. And it just rubbed right off on me. Matter of fact, I had to drive by the garden center on the way back from dropping Kaya at school earlier, and I was like, you know what? Last year I picked out some plants strictly for their foliage. They just had this really neat foliage, and I didn't know what they were. And sure enough, they were bluebonnets. And it got bigger and bigger, and you guys told me on a live. I was like, I don't know what this is. Y'all are like, that's going to be a bluebonnet. I was like, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Yep, it was a bluebonnet. Oh gosh, I love this so far. That's really looking pretty. Now, I brought some red roses since there is red roses in this ribbon. But I'm not sure if we're going to... Let's see what I really wanted a little red berry, but none of that's come in yet. Oh yeah, we're going to put some. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm going to kind of put a bud with a bloom. I don't mind their greenery. I just don't need it that low. I'm going to have to cut a couple pieces off here. There we go. really going to hang like this, I think. That's going to be the top. This is going to come over a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more down there. Let me put this over here. Let's go in here and I'm going to bend these up. Okay, let me get this guy over here. I like that. I feel like we're going to need another peony blue in here to kind of offset it. I like the strong colors of this though, for a change. They're fun. We'll put a hanger on in a minute once I figure out my angle exactly. I save the leaves. I use them for different projects. You know, you can use them to cover up glue. I don't necessarily put too many leaves in a project. It kind of fights everything if you keep putting all the leaves on. So you'll see me pull some off here or there. I'll leave some because I want my greenery to be the showstopper here. I don't want, just like a florist would, she's going to take leaves off of some stuff. All right, let's get the bow in, and then I'm going to work a little bit more. I'm going to need a filler flower to contrast between these two. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe white. We'll see what I've got here. Let me get this in first. I really like that. It kind of looks like that bow is riding side saddle, you know, like a pretty lady, and she's got her legs on the side of the horse, their pretty dress. That looks pretty there. I like that. That's an insight to what my brain just thought when we were doing that. I don't know exactly what it means, but that is what was popping out. I'm going to come in with a little greenery kind of around the bow, pulling in here, tucking it in. Alright, let's put this one over here. Coming out of here. Just soften these edges. Looks nice. And we'll have a supply list for this in just a little bit up if you want to grab any of these supplies for it. You can also just check on Keleas.com for previous supply lists and links to videos of other projects. We've got them there ready to go. I'm going to use one kind of coming out of the bottom of the bow. I'm just trying to find the center. Supply list, links, all kind of that. All the good stuff you need to find it. I have one more piece of lavender I think would look kind of pretty. Just a little bit. Coming right out of the top here. Let me see what I've got over here, if I brought an extra. The reason I want to pick white, I think, is because of the cream in the ribbon. I think we're going to use that. I think it's going to be a winner in here. Okay, let me get this one going. Oh, that looks good. This looks pretty in here. I like this. Okay, I like that little bit of white in there. Is that a bend? I think I'm pretty happy with it, guys. Maybe we're not done. Psych! Inside a little ribbon. Some little ribbon curls for fun. I send out live alerts. If you get on our text message list, I'll send out a alert when I'm live. Or if we have a new blog post and stuff like that, you can always unsubscribe. That's the thing with our emailer. We do all of that legally, so we are not spamming you. You can unsubscribe or hit stop if you don't want the text messages anymore. No biggie deal. We will not feel offended. You do what you need to do. I'm going to put a little more ribbon kind of coming up here for a party. I like that. Curl this one a little tighter. I might glue that curl in. I want it to stay up there. Between the red, white, and blue, the star, the white berries, and then look at the blue. Isn't that going to be adorable? It's going to give us a natural vintagey vibe that goes great with these cute little galvanized buckets. So once I have my bucket that I know I like, the cute thing is it has a design on both sides, so I can just choose what I want to be the front or the back. And if you want the handle, You can pop that handle off also if you decide you just don't even want it. You'll need a little bit of floral foam, and I've got a little block here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pop, make sure it'll fit in my container, and once I'm good to go, just take it in your little electric skillet, dip it in your hot glue there, just scrape the excess off, and just pop it right in. This is so fun and easy to make, okay? Now that that's in, we are ready to go ahead and start with our design. So center it up how it's gonna be, like this. And I know my main focal point is gonna be my stars. So we're gonna take those off the stem first. And you can tear them, you can also just cut them. Leave those wires a little long if possible, because you don't know exactly how high you want them, okay? So if the longer you make that cut, the more adjustment room you have. If you cut it real short, you might be stuck with it really super short. So I'm gonna come in first with my star up at the top, and I'm not sure how tall I want that. I think that would work. And then my second star would be a little bit lower. Let me go just a little bit shorter. And notice how I'm gonna offset them. I'm gonna have one a little higher, and then one a little shorter. I'm gonna go in front of the handle. I'm gonna go off to my left here. Okay? So that's my tall star. Now my little shorter star, so be careful when you cut this one, because I almost cut it too short. My shorter star is gonna go off to the side, okay? Look how cute it is! Stars are in. You see how they're kind of centered around our little container. Now I'm going to take this as our filler bush, and I want you just to tear part of it down, tear those sections off, and just trim these up really neat. You'll see me use a lot of hand wrapped bushes because they're very easy to work with. So when I do this, I can start with a spiky tall piece right up the middle. Just go right up the middle with that. And now if this is my tallest piece, then I know I'm going to work down from there. So let's put one in front of the handle and one behind the handle. Let's see. Yeah, those are about the same. So we'll put a little glue on that. And of course you can use a glue gun. I prefer the electric skillet because I am always making floral arrangements to sell. So I want to make sure I've got a nice start. Now I want to work all the way around the edge with these other pieces. So what I want you to do is cut that center piece out. Look here. That's super long, but we're going to make it smaller. So cut that center piece out, and now you have two that are the same. So you're going to go through that whole bush and start trimming them to where nobody's too long and everybody's about the same. You see what I'm doing? Now you're trying to keep the strong metal support stem in there because that's going to allow you to go in really easy to your base. But I'm going to start to work my way around the container. Going to the edge, going out over the side, okay? This is going to work like our greenery, so we need to spread it out. I'm going to leave a little gap and come to the next section, and I'm putting 2 or 3 together. These are really shooting out. Isn't that fun? And then you can take and kind of bend them down so they're flying out like a party. Oh my gosh, I love this. And get this little star at the edge because I want to kind of break the edge of the container. Yes. Get over there. Okay. So far, so good. Super cute. Now let's keep going. Tear these down same way. This is the rest of the original bush. Depending how full, you could put a couple bushes in there if you want to have it really full, or keep it simple and maybe add a different greenery. But we're going to put this in to keep filling her. So the idea is everybody's at kind of the consistent length as you work all the way around. Isn't that nice? All right, let's keep going around. We're up in the front now where the stars are here. And I'm going to keep just pushing these in. And I like that this is so fun and whimsical and spiky. Spiky, spiky. Spiky, spiky. Ooh, I like it spiky. I like it spiky. Okay, keep going around. You want to make sure you're getting all those spikes flying out of there. Really let them fly out. There you go. You're getting the feel. Now, how fun is this going to be when we put all the blueberries in? Okay, let's put some behind this star. He needs a few. But you want it to feel really whimsical and flying out. You get a little glue string, just pull it off. You could put like some baby's breath in here. So I just love these little spikes in here. You know why? Because it almost feels like a rocket. It just feels like a rocket. In the trails of a firework. We've done that before in design school where we actually used allium for fireworks because they literally feel like it. Look how cute. Look how cute. Here it is from the back. The front looks so cute either way. Okay, we're flying. We're looking good. Now it's time for our blueberries. You could add more berries if you want. We're just going to go with one stem. Now it's time to let the blueberries scream out. So we're going to cut down this whole bush. Let me know in the comments if you love doing this type of easy project. If this is something you want to see more, definitely let us know. A lot of times we're making a lot more complicated pieces, but I think these are so fun also, just for the whimsicality of it all. All right, let's get some berries in here. And we want to put the berries in between the holes we have in here. Oh my gosh, look at the blueberries! They're gonna shoot out everywhere. And they have the best little twigs on them. So I'm gonna keep filling in. Just keep filling in. Blue Betty, Blue Betty. And then we can take this and just use these as little shop fillers. Of course, I talked about these are so cute to make, to go on. This would have to go on a larger tiered tray if you make tiered tray decor. Now, look at this from the front, and it looks really cute. And we've got 3 pieces put in. Now, I want you to take these next 3 pieces and let them like reach way out of the container, because that's what's going to make this super cute and interesting. If not, everybody's just right inside and they're reaching out and lunging over. And oh yeah, look at the front now. Isn't it cute? So cute. This piece of is just too long, so I trimmed it and we're gonna put it back in. So if you get any that are like too long, just trim them. Like I see some here, we can still just get back down to the base, cut it a little bit where it's wired together like that, where it's wrapped together, and then you can add those back in. So you can have some shorter pieces in there. All right, let me get another little berry around the back. I'm gonna put a short one in that can kind of reach over. So by the time we get done filling this up, it's super cute and full. I don't know if you could tell how cute, but so cute! I love it. I'm gonna put one more in and let these berries just kind of sneak out the edges. I think they're precious. Look at this. All right, here she is all finished. Isn't she cute? And you could definitely add a bow. You could do lots more or keep it really simple. These would be super for teachers' gifts, guys. Just pop some treats in there if you just wanted to do the containers. Then I would get this little blueberry and tie a little knot around the handle with some gingham ribbon. You can make some centerpieces for parties. You have like tons of options you can do with these cute little containers. And this is a simple little arrangement. Let me show you the other 2 containers too, so you can see how cute they are. This one says America the Beautiful. Look how cute. And it has the cute little flowers. I mean, I love this. The truck bed full of flowers, get out of town. That's mine. That's my truck bed. And then this one has the little doggy. Oh my gosh, the cute little doggy, the American flags. Of course, we love all the little trucks. And then finally, here's the one we used. And this one has the big watermelon. Who's serving up that watermelon? Isn't that fun? Check out our latest kit, guys. It's Patriotic. Great for all summer. The kit's going to come with a berry swag, a really super long floral stem that we're going to use to mix in our swag, and then, of course, beautiful patriotic ribbon. So you can definitely grab the kit and make your own easy peasy, ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. The only supplies you will need at home will be some scissors, some wire cutters, some cable ties to make your bow and put your swag together. And then I use a bow maker to make my bows. You can also make a simple bow by hand. Okay? So those are the other things you will need. You don't necessarily really need a glue pot for this, but you can have a glue gun or glue pot ready to go in case you need it. Okay, so we'll be putting this section of the kit together in just a minute, but we're going to start off with our bow. So the first thing I'm going to do is just set this to the side and grab my ribbon. And I like to have trailers coming down beside my swag that are longer than the actual swag. So if you know your bow is going to be kind of right here, which we do, our bow will be a little bit lower than where the hanger is already built in here. So we'll go with this as a good length for the tail. Okay, so I'll grab that right there. And that's if you don't like it longer, you don't have to do that. But I just take and grab that ahead of time so I can just build that right into my bow. I'm going to grab my bow maker and put this on. You guys know we do bows on Wednesdays, but whenever I have a kit, I like to show you exactly how to make the bow we're doing just live right along with the kit video, okay? So we're going to cut that at an angle to the inside, and we're going to go at 5.5. It doesn't have to be huge, and I'm going to twist. 5.5 and twist. And we're going for 3 loops here on the back. We're going to do our what we call our blast off bow. Isn't that appropriate for Patriotic, right? We'll be doing 3 loops in the back. Everybody's at 5.5, so not too big. Okay, hold that in the center and twist. Bring your next loop around and twist it again. Bring the bottom pieces together, and we're just going to cut that at an angle. All right, there's the first layer of our blast off. Now I'm going to come in with 2 loops, and this time think about where this tail is going to land. So probably right about there. Measure it out on your swag what you like. This will be your second layer of tails. Bring that in and twist it. Okay, and we need actually cut that at the wrong angle. We need to cut to, oh, we haven't cut it yet. Cut it to the inside, okay? So the cuts all match on each side. So now we'll do 2 loops at 5 inches, just a little shorter. We're coming a little shorter to the inside. Hold it in the center while you pull that roll back and grab your next loop. So we went out at 5.5, and you see how I space them out and I go between? We're going to go right between with the next 2 layers, okay? And we got 1 and 2 at 5 inches. Cut those tails to match. We want them to be about the same, okay? And then finally, for our last loop in the center, we'll just go with a bow tie. If you've never seen us do a bow tie, basically it's just a loop. And we'd like it to be about 4 inches on each side, so just measure that out. Then take and cut it. And we'll just hold that ribbon because we are going to need it in a second. We need those to overlap and come to the center and just pleat it up where it's equal in the middle. And that is what we call a bow tie finish. And the reason we do that is just so we don't have more loops. And that's just a fun bow. I love the stripes on here. Okay, come in with your cable tie underneath and gently pull that up while holding a finger on the top. Add a little pressure. And you got her. Rotate to backward between your fingers. Hold pressure while separating each layer, just like this. Ooh, it's coming together. She's looking spectacular. I love making these bows. Blast off bows, of course, are appropriate for Patriotic, but any time of the year. I'm going to take and separate them all out. Isn't that great? Okay, nice, nice. Now, we can put our bow maker to the side. We're done with it. We do need to add a cable tie to the back, so that's how we're going to attach it to the swag when we get our swag all put together. Okay? Pull that tight. And now trim that off. Now, you're going to go back and grab the roll of ribbon. In the kit, you're going to get a whole roll of ribbon, so you'll have extra. You can go and make you a swag or something else for a lantern. You can make at least one more bow out of it. And I'm going to take and come in here, and I'm going to put the red and white stripe in the center mainly, so you can see how pretty that is. Okay, just do a couple little knots in the back. 1 and 2. And then trim these guys off, those little tails, and your bow is done, all right? And just put her aside for a second, because we're going to build our swag base next. Okay, so this comes all put together, and that saves you so much time, y'all, okay? It really does. What you want to do is we're going to be mixing in the great blue flower stem that has so long and so much pizzazz. And it's going to add a twig and a really fun bloom to pop that blue. So what I want to do is cut this first of all, because I want a little bit of blue coming up. So I just lay it along the body, and I realized if I could cut it right here, it would work perfect for me to take and flip this other half around. You're going to need wire cutters, guys, because this is a thick stem to cut. So I'm going to take first, we'll use these kind of going up in a second, but I'm going to take the rest of that spray, and we're going to use it going down. So what you want to do is kind of intermingle it between the berries here. Okay, let it flow in between. Yes, isn't that great? Rotate these out. Ooh, yes. Bring them around. Okay, and I haven't really officially attached this yet, but you see how quickly, if you just layer it in, how it now looks like it's all one piece mixed in the berries. Okay, I want to show you how cute that is. So cute. So that's important. We want to do that. Now, we're going to attach it with some cable ties in a second, but we've got to be able to hide them. So if you will just cut this little bitty flower off, we're going to glue that on to hide up here in just a little bit. Cut these 2 flowers off. So we're going to use these like we would moss in a normal project to kind of conceal. We are going to be able to do that with the flower heads. Now, we need 2 berries going up, and instead of taking these off, we're going to just take and rotate these up. 2 berries up. Okay, perfect. That's going down. We haven't even attached it yet. We are going to in a second. Now, here's this piece with these longer pieces, and I'm going to try to leave them together and just bring them in right here. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. You're going to work them in. Work them in. Oh, that one worked perfect there. Flip that leaf around. Isn't that beautiful? It's so simple, but so pretty. So let the blue go up the middle, surrounded by the red. Now, each of these berry clusters is wired on here. So you're talking about a premium berry. This one's even waterproof. And the nice thing is you can shape those how you want. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is get this attached up here. Anywhere you know you're not going to see that blue flower, pull it off or cut it off. We're going to use that for concealment in a little bit to hide our mechanics. So this is our first step. Get this super tight, okay? And that's right at the base of where that hanger is, okay, right there. Okay, good. Those are not going to come off. I'm going to trim that. In that, I grabbed everything, but it's not quite stable enough to hold it all together. Now come down here and cut the stem off of that top piece because we were able to attach it right there and it's good to go. So this you can put in your pile to use again for a support for something else. You can recycle that for sure. Now, I want to do one more cable tie down here. Let's go right in here for extra support. And then we're going to come back and hide it with the blue florals, okay, that we just took from the top. Super tight. Make sure the nubby end is up here to the front. I'm going to zoom in and show you. See how it's to the front? We want it like that because we're going to take and conceal that, okay, in just a second. All right, you got it? Now, take some of these cute little flowers and we're going to just tuck in and glue them right around that. We don't need to worry about this one because that's going to be our bow in there. All right, I'm going to bring a little glue in with my glue pot. I prefer the glue pot. It's not going to get too hot. I'm not going to get burned. Just going to tuck that in there. And one on the other side. And that's going to hide our mechanics. And that way we don't really have to have moss for this since we've got it in a kit. You guys, if you are wanting to grab the kit, just put link in the comments and we will get you the link for the kit. Okay. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. We've got one left if we need to add that anywhere else. Okay, great. Bow time. Let's get that bow in. The bow goes right there in the bow zone that we left earlier, and I'm going to go just right on top of where that other cable tie was. Okay, just attach it here. Y'all, this is so sweet and so easy, really. You all can do it. It's tight here. But we have a lot of customers who prefer kits because it's a great way not to overinvest in supplies. It's a great way to get started. And pretty soon you start playing with some products and then you want to try some more. And that's what we love, to introduce you to silk flower design and really show you how pretty it is. Now those long tails, I like to add them to the back. And I know you guys will know. I know there's Keleas Blue Merinos watching. That's people who are in our design school class. If you ever hear me say that. And the reason they know I'm going to put that behind is because it's going to add some depth. It's going to add this pop of depth because now the stripe not only is in the foreground, but it's in the background. So just slide that to the back. It's really easy to let that hang down. Can you see that on your front door just like that? Is that adorable? It's sweet. It is. Really super duper sweet. And you guys, if you want more tails, you can add more tails. Just attach them to the base, have them come down, pop that out. Now, all these berries have wire. So don't be flat. Let that puppy have motion. Bring everybody moving forward. And look at this. Look at this. Isn't she gorgeous? I want to show you these cute little boxes I picked up at the Target dollar spot. And you may be able to find something like this somewhere else similar. Of course, if you're a little like a woodworker, you could probably whip these out. No big deal. They're just little boxes that are whitewashed. They are like whitewashed. These, I think, were $5, but you got 3 little boxes for that. And what I'm going to do in this design is I'm going to eliminate the medium one, and we're just going to use the big and the little. And then I'm going to save this medium for something else. Okay? We're going to use these two. Okay, and as I started playing with them, y'all, you need a little distance because I want to be able to just line this with flowers and berries and rockets and, you know, have a whole dang party in there. So what I did is I pre-cut a little bit of foam. I'm just going to use floral foam. It works the best for me. And I cut a little section here, and I want to show you how high that gets it. It's probably getting it about 2 inches above. And then all we got to do is work on gluing that and getting it all put together so it stays nice and sturdy. So let's do that first. Here's my little glue pot. If you're not on our text list, grab a spot, text Keleas.com. Just go there, get a spot on the text list. You won't miss anything. And you'll know whenever we're live. You can come hang out with us. Okay, I'm getting a good amount of glue. This is wood. You could use some Gorilla Glue in there too if you wanted the liquid. I think we're good. I might put some on the next layer just to be safe. Now that I'm paranoid. Put Gorilla Glue just to be safe, y'all. Just to double check it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hot glue on the foam, and then I'm going to put Gorilla Glue on here so I have a mix of both. I like to do that just to secure it double. And I might just pop a little bit in these cracks on the side. You know, just a little backup plan. Because, you know, I like to sell my pieces. Of course, what would be mortifying to me is something would fall apart, y'all. So we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. Let's come in. I'm going to get one of my bamboo sticks. Oh, actually, I think these are just the wooden sticks. Sometimes I like bamboo in here. It seems to not get as charred looking, but it'll be all right. So however you want to space them out, you could do a 3-tier as well. But I'm doing this just simply to give me the foam to put the florals into as we get the layers up. Fantastic! You got the text. Yay! So now I've kind of created this little design. Okay, I used one big box at the bottom and the smallest box on the top. Okay? So I challenge you to do whatever you want, to go as high as you want. I thought this would be cute to make something else in. We'll probably do another little project with that medium one. You know, you hear me asking you to interact a lot. There has been a massive update to Facebook in the last, I don't know when it started. So make sure you're interacting with all your favorite pages. If you do lives as well, which I've seen some of you guys on here, make sure you're telling your viewers to interact, to make sure that they are coming back. You might see in your feed it says show more or show less. Make sure you're definitely interacting and telling that you wanted to show more. Okay, guys? You know? All right, we're going to come in with a little greenery to start us off. This is my favorite little fishtail fern. It is a pusher. So you've heard me say that before, especially if you're in design school. And in this particular use of it, I need these little short little clusters. So let's take 4 of these and get them really short. So I'm going to push them down. Thank you guys for all the love. Giving hearts is great. If you're on TikTok, if you just give us likes on the video, that's just tapping the screen here or there. Anytime, and not just for me, anybody you like, who you enjoy their content. The more they can grow on a platform, the more you can see them, okay? So you gotta kind of do your part. I hate to beg for that stuff, but that's just how these things work. All right, let's come on in. Let's start off with a little bit of greenery, and I'm just going to come off each side And if you're new and you've never been here, please welcome. We've got a lot of viewers on Facebook who can help you if you have questions. If you're on TikTok, I see some of my design school students over on TikTok, so they can help answer questions if I don't see them. Do not worry. Oh, that's a little shorter one. I need a little longer one over here. Let me pull this one out. Okay, so we're just going a little bit around each side. And as we start to design it, guys, I will definitely show you what's going on if you can't see it. I'm responding to the folks over on Facebook if you're confused right now. Don't be. We're just glad you're here. Let's come in on this way. Okay, so I've got a little pop of greenery going everywhere. Was that easy so far? So far, so good. Now, y'all want to grab these little containers anytime you see them at that Target dollar spot because they are perfect for this type of little project. Now, this is a new bush we got in. It is just perfect size for this. You see how the florals are a little petite? They're not gigantic. You're going to use this in this type of design because they're smaller. So push those leaves up by the heads. And let's start cutting this bush apart. Yay! Did everybody have a great weekend? Definitely let me know. Yeah, let us know if you shared. Make sure you come back and let us know on that text list you shared also. If you haven't gotten on the text list, just let us know so we can make sure you get included in all of the love sharing back to you, the sweet treats, okay? Okay, I'm pushing these all up. I don't need those leaves way down. I want them up by the heads, and that forces those heads up to be really pretty. So let's bring this over and let me cut these off. Nobody needs to be really long, just probably, let's see, this is about 4-inch stem. That would be perfect because we're going into that. Even on the top, we don't need much more than 4 inches. Just going to be so sweet. I love being an inspiration to you guys. It's so fun to help you think of new ideas, to be creative. And of course, I love to teach at Coach Keleas, where I teach you how to sell on Etsy and all that. But I'm just as pleased if you want to go and, you know, make something for your home, make something as a gift, make something for those teachers here at the end of the year. Maybe you want to make some little graduation, little arrangements for a party, all that kind of stuff. Y'all, we do it. The weekend always goes fast, doesn't it? It really does. So let's spread out some of these cute little red poppies and get them going. We'll just work our way around. I don't really want that in my glue. And I'm just going to kind of spread them out. Glad you're here. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys. All of you Bloomerinos that are here supporting us, you're awesome. Let's bring this in here. Isn't that great? Okay, we've got a little pop of red. Now let's just come right next to those with a little pop of blue. And just go right in between them. A little bit of pop of blue. Oh, this is going to be cute. This is going to be cute. I like it already. It's really popping against that white background. All right, let's put a little blue in here. I'm going to give those a little bit of movement up. Y'all, you want to use wired everything. Wired ribbon, wired stems. You need all of that. If it doesn't come with wire, then you got to take the time to add wire. And that always takes a lot more time. But you need it for everything because you got to give it that motion. Not the motion of the ocean, but you know what I mean. So we're going to have a supply list for this whole project. All the florals came from Keleas.com. The cute little containers we're working with here came from the Target dollar spot at Target. You know, where all the fun stuff is. Every time I'm in there, I'm like, my daughter's like, you're worse than me, Mom, at the Target dollar spot. I'm like, well, it's fun, Kaya. It's fun in here. Okay, I've got a good coverage, so let me just hold off. We'll wait on this. Okay, now I want to work on the top a little because I want the top to be super duper cute. And then we can fill in with what's left. So I know my 3 rockets are going in the top. I know it's coming together so quickly. So let's plan on these. If you can see it from the side, here's what we got so far. We've got the cute florals and we're about to pop into the top. How you guys going over here on TikTok? Okay, let's get some spacing in here. First of all, you want to decide how high you want it. So, Just kind of like we're doing a birthday cake here. How high do we want to go and fill in? That's a little too high. But I'm going to start with my height first in here, and then we're going to work down. So my blue rocket is going to be the highest. He's a firecracker, actually. I'm calling him a rocket, but he's a firework. Okay, and then we're going to use 2 of these on the other side. These fireworks are so stinking adorable because you can spread out the little, you know, the part that is the sparks coming out. Okay, so I just have these kind of popping out the top. Really, really cute. Now let's come around them with greenery to soften it. Oh, I still have some greenery over here. This time I don't want to shorten it quite as much. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love this. Oh, we might need to add a little bow. I hadn't really thought about a bow, but we might need it. Let's see. Let's see. How long do these need to be? And I get that question asked a lot. You just kind of take it to the side. If I want them taller than the rocket, then I'm going to go up a little higher. Just kind of eyeball it. Okay, and I'm spraying it around. Okay, I'm going to just tuck these in right around the center. And now I'm going to put a little bit shorter greenery. So this is what we got so far. This is cute. I'm loving it. I love it too. Loving it too. Everybody see everything? Let me move it a little bit on TikTok so you guys can see. I'm always struggling to get everybody in the frame here. Okay, I cut a little bit more greenery. And now I'm going to use a little bit kind of closer to the edge, okay? Thanks, Melinda. Y'all let me know as soon as you see it, okay? I'm going to put this greenery in. So cute. Let's rock and roll as we come around. Put a little bit more greenery over here. All right, here's what we got so far, y'all. We got rockets, we got greenery. Now, I'm going to use a little bit more floral at the top, and then we're going to rock into putting in the berries, okay? All right, let's come in with the red. And I'm going to come red on the other side, just alternating that around. Pop a red on both sides. This has turned out super cute. Y'all going to have to watch. Let's come on the other side. All right. You know, you've heard of Miller time. Around here, berry and twig time. You love the berries too? Fantastic. I'm going to put this one on this side. Y'all, Target is just doing it right now. Yes, yes, super cute. Okay, let's pop in the berries. I did pull 2 berry stems because I love these mixed berry stems that we have at Keleas.com. You guys, if you're new, all the floral supplies come from Keleas.com. We will text out the supply list and all the sweet treats tomorrow. It'll probably be too late by the time I finish this tonight, but we'll text that out tomorrow. Give you all the special love. And then the containers are from the Target Dollar Spot. Okay, and we didn't use but 2 of them. They came in 3. Okay, we used 2. All right, let's come in here, and I am going to come in to add a little berry between my rockets right here. I like that. That way y'all can see it a little better. And I'm going to put one on the other side. Sometimes the simplest things are the most adorable, aren't they? Right? You can do this one super cute. You know, look, let me give you some tips real quick so make it simple. Okay? Flowers are low, rockets are high, greenery's higher. Okay? The flowers are kind of tight to the base. Okay, now I'm just going to pop in some berries to add a little bit more red, white, and blue party. So I'm putting 3 here at the top, and then we're going to go around the edge and push that in. Y'all, around here, you know, we do, this is floral. This is floral design. We do wreaths, centerpieces, garland swags, all of that kind of stuff. Anything we can add florals to. And that's what we sell on Keleas.com. We sell floral supplies that make designing that much easier for you. We don't carry anything super low quality. I try to have the best quality I can. for the best price, so that way you can make your designs just sparkle. And those of you who sell, you're in my Etsy class over at CoachKelea.com, you know that the little bit higher quality pieces get more dollars in the long run. All right, I put 2 of those in. Got a little glue string there. Let's come on the other side and do the same thing. I'm just kind of laying it down so you can see where I'm putting these berries in. Okay, hopefully it's visible. How are you guys doing over here? All right, I think I see you. Oh, thank you. You like it. Very good, very good. I like this foam right at the edge here because I'm able to just kind of pop these coming out. I know. Let's bring this one on the other side. A little berry on each side. Just pushing those in. Gotta make sure it goes into my foam good. Okay. All right, very good. So cute, y'all. I'm in love. I'm gonna put a little bit more berry in the top coming out each edge. Isn't this fun? You guys are gonna have to hit your target. I'm gonna put this one extra berry right here. I love it! Isn't this great? So cute! Y'all, we did it! What a fun little arrangement project that's easy to do. What we're going to be doing today is we are going to be taking a peek what was in the BBB box for last month. So you can kind of, I don't want to show it to you all at once, but it's a beautiful patriotic view. If you've never been here, come on in, give me a hashtag replay. If you're watching this later on the replay, definitely say hello. Welcome, welcome. I like to treat all of our Bloomerinos like family, and I appreciate y'all being here and coming and playing with flowers with us every week. Today, we're going to go over what was in the last BBB box, which was patriotic, to get you ready for Memorial Day or 4th of July and all that fun stuff. Of course, we love to play with all those supplies, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what was in there first. And if you want to get on the wait list for the BBB box, it's 4 B's, BBBB box, okay? If you're already on our text list, just text us BBBB, okay? It's easy as that. Our text list is 832-734-5201. That's the best way to do it, okay? If you don't want to be on the text list, we can still help you out. But put BBBB in the comments where you're watching, okay? And I'll come back and give you a link. Okay, so there is a wait list. If there's a spot available, then we email you in the order you're on the wait list. So it's good to get on the wait list. The sooner, the better. Okay, now I'm going to go over what was in the last one, and then we're going to be making a project with some of these. So hang tight. So the first item we had in the box this month is daisies, a cute new daisy spray, and this one is a pusher, which I love that too. So that means I can use these in different lengths. That's a nice new one. Then we had 2 different sunflowers. We had a 2 large head spray right here, okay? And then we had a 5 head spray. And the neat thing about combining the 2 on your pieces, you get some smaller heads and some large ones, and then these are bigger. So between the 2 combinations, you're getting 7 really big heads. Now, I already stole some of this one, but this is this is a gypso bush. I cut off 4 pieces of it already, but this is a nice filler. It's also a pusher, okay? Can you see the theme happening here? Then we had these adorable foam stars that went in the box too, and they're super cute. They have nice strong wires. We're going to be using these in what we're making later. And then the cutest little berries. These are awesome. They have just this petite little berry frame. Really cute. Those were in there. And then some blue, because you can never not have enough blue. We had the blue filler flower, which is all wired. Really fun filler flower was in there. And 2 of the chunky blueberry bushes, which are awesome for patriotic. So some of this stuff was brand new just in the box. So let me put it off to the side because we're going to be working with the florals in just a little bit. But we are going to make today a lantern swag, okay? So on this first part of the video, we're going to be making the bow, if you've never done our BBBB box, the thing about that is it's a no-brainer. Everything's going to coordinate in the box. You may have more than one theme in a box. Sometimes I have 2 themes going, but this was obviously red, white, and blue. So a great combination for patriotic. And you know you're going to get at least 1 large wreath, maybe 2 pieces out of it, and you don't even have to think about it. It comes to your door coordinated, and you can never have to worry if it's showing up or not. It's just coming directly to you. All right, and she's giving you the waitlist link. Fantastic. You guys can jump on the waitlist. Okay, so we're going to make a funky bow in order to make a really cute lantern swag. So we're going to start with that. You guys, if you need the links for the ribbon, I'm using 2 different ribbons from Keleas.com. So the BBB, if you want to know what that stands for, it's blooms, berries, branches, and buds. So you should have a combination of all that. You know I love all those things. So I'm going to start off with the check. So I'm making a funky bow. I like those for lantern swag, so I'm going to go 8 inches on this. Let me cut that at an angle. All right. If you're on our text list, just text us 4 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, 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 B. All right. If you're not on the text list and you want to just do it by email, we can give you a link here and you can get on the email wait list. The text list is a little faster because we can send you the link quicker. Our text number is 832-734-5201. Just text us B, 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 B. 4 B's. I should have gone with 3 B's. All right, let's go with these loops at 6, and I'm going to put 2 on each side, so I'll scrunch that down. We'll have that come up. Hey, Michaela, good to see you. We were just showing everybody the subscription box that came out. We also have a greenery subscription, too, because we get asked all the time about our greenery. All right, so I've got 4 pieces in. 2 loops on each side. Now I'm going to come in with the check and the blue. All right, now I'm going to switch to the blue, and I'm going to cut that at the opposite angle because I like to have it a little matchy-matchy sometimes. Okay, let's bring it in at 8 inches on the tail. Oh, right, you can also go to textkeleas.com too if you want to just do it on your phone or the computer also. Hey, Alfreda, good to see you. And I'm going to come in with 1 loop at 5 inches here and 5 inches over here. This is so simple, little recipe. This is a 2-1 bow. If you want more blue in your, design, put blue in the back, okay? You've got options. All right, now let's take this off. I'm going to need a couple of cable ties. Hey, BB-8. BB's here helping me again. I'm so glad you're here tonight hanging out. All right, just gently pull that off of your bow maker. And then we're going to fluff it up. Just fluff it right up into shape. Thank you guys for spreading the love. I was telling everyone Nicole's back this week, so we'll be able to do our sweet treats. So hang in there. Those of you who have been buttering the biscuits and spreading the love. All right, and I'll fluff it out. I know, baby. Okay, now I've got my bow. This tail looks a little bit longer than this one. Let me trim these down a little bit. Sometimes I get a little bit excited. But just looking at it, it looked a little long. I'm going to put red down the middle. Okay, and then, so we're usually making wreaths with the subscription box or arrangements, but today I thought, you know what, there's other things you can do too, because you might not use your whole subscription box on a wreath and you've got pieces left over. And we can make a simple lantern swag with just little pieces. And then, in a little while, we might take it to the next level. You know how I am. I just can't keep it simple. We gotta go all out. Okay, let's come in and create our lantern swag. Let me show you our cute little lantern. And it's just a cute little white lantern. And I like to use the ones without glass to sell in the store if I can find some, because they're just easier to deal with. So we're going to make a swag that it can attach to the side of the lantern or up here at the top. Either way. So we need to design a swag that can work around this whole base, okay? So think about that when we're getting ready to put these florals in. So cute. So let's start off with, I think we should use the blue filler color first. It's a no-brainer because it's got a lot of greenery with it, okay? So I'm going to take and pull these out. This bush works really great because see how it shreds up easy? And if you're new here, you may not realize how beneficial that is to you. It's a lot less stress on your hands if you make a lot that you don't have to cut and you can tear. So you can see me here. I'm going to tear 2 pieces of each, okay? Just tear them off. Leave those wires really long till you're ready to start making some cuts, okay? So I'm going to put my little bow to the side. And we're going to go, just like I would say in design school, we're going to shake hands. That means we're going to shape out the greenery and really space it out. Okay? And then I'm going to shape out and space it out on the other side. So this is just a basic lantern swag we're making. We're not going too crazy. I'm going to show you how easy these are to make. Now, in the subscription box, you got the couple of smaller sunflowers, so we're definitely going to pop a couple of those in. So glad you're here. We're having fun. Okay, so let's look at that for our length. So let me bring it back to our little lantern. And let's see if that would work. I could tie it to the handle too up here. If I tie it way to the top, that's fine. We just give it more of a bend. We can make it that way, that's fine. All right. So I got my basic bend going, and that is going to vary depending on the base you're working with, y'all. You'll have to play with that. Okay, trim these off a little. We just need them where they crisscross in the middle. So I'm going to trim off the stems. Y'all, if you're in design school, wait till you see today's tutorial. Is an awesome centerpiece. I can't wait for you to see it. It's uploading right now, so I'll be texting y'all. All right, so these need to overlap here because that's how we're going to be attaching everything, okay? Step 1, check. All right, now, I'm going to add just a little bit of berries, okay? And actually, I think I'll put the berries on the next layer. Let's add some of these smaller sunflowers because they're perfect. Okay, I'm going to take 2 of the smaller sunflowers and shape up their leaves, and let's put them in here, okay? So give those leaves a little motion. This one's got the, sometimes you get the little support from the mold on it. Now I'm gonna have this move up and get that head looking up, okay? Because the head looking down does me absolutely no good. Okay, our little sunflowers are going in. Do you see how petite and how adorable this is? This is so stinking adorable, okay? So let's come in. I'm going to add some of the berries. Now remember, this all stuff came from the BBB box this month. The BBBB. And if you want information on how to get your own blooms, berries, branches, and buds box, all you got to do is type BBB in the comments or text us. If you're already on the text list, just text 4 B's in a row and we'll get you what you need. Okay. So now I'm putting the berry kind of close to the bow here, especially since we used red in the back of that bow. Isn't that going to be a perfect, okay? So we've got a little filifflower, a little berry, a sunflower. Simple recipe. And now I need a cable tie. And I'm just using the clear ones. We're just going to come through the center here and just get this nice and tight because that's what's going to hold this puppy together. Okay. I'm going to take and trim this off. Okay, fantastic. Now, I'm going to add just a little glue. You know why? I just want to try to prevent people from being able to pull these out. Okay? So I'm just using my glue stick from my glue pot, just tucking that in. Now I'm going to take and cut, oh, I didn't get this sunflower in the cable tie. Let me put some glue on it. I probably should have cut that a little bit longer. Don't be afraid to just get in there and fix it if you need to. Okay, I'm going to steal a little leaf, and now I'm going to glue that leaf in the center. It's good to see you guys. Okay. We're actually going to be blessing you a couple times. Okay. Alright, may not look like much, but this is our swag. A couple of flowers, a couple of berries. Now, now right in the center here, I'm going to lay this bow. The only thing is this leaf is backwards. Let's see if I can flip that around. I can flip it around. Okay, and this is going to be our bow. But before we put that in, we have to have a way to attach it to the lantern. So you can use a wire. I'm going to just use a pipe cleaner. So that's going to go in the back here. Okay, so this will be how we attach it to the lantern. If you had a green one or a white one, that might be better. It would blend with the lantern. I have brown right now. Okay, and we're going to go right through there with the bow, and I'm grabbing the pipe cleaner. Okay, let's get that tight. Really super tight, and we'll trim that off. Okay, now, I'm pretty happy. The only part I really want a little more dimension is, I'm going to move everybody. I love those. I love all of that. Get all this lined up how you want it. And now I want to add just a little bit more of this filler flower to the inside of the bow. So let me grab it. And I like this one because it almost functions like a granary. I don't need much, just a couple pieces. I'm just going to trim these off right here. Okay. And just take, and we're going to pop these in a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to slide them under the bow so I have a little bit close into the bow. And the reason I want more of that is I want more depth and dimension, so this gives me that extra pop on the front. Oh, perfect. That one doesn't have many blueberries. Let me add one more little piece. So many options, but I like to give you a little inspiration. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm going to put just one more piece to the top here. And these are just little details, and if you don't do details on your pieces, you might want to start adding a couple here or there because they really, really pay off. Okay, let's bring this one up, and we're going to bring it down. Look at this. How cute. Okay, are you ready? So it looks like this simple little thing, right? But wait, so we add it to the lantern. Such a cute, cute piece. And then you can bend it more. But this one would just sit right here. I'm getting the pipe cleaner, and we'll attach it with that little pipe cleaner. Now, depending on the lantern you're doing, you're going to have to come back and fluff it or maneuver it a little. But can you see how cute this is? Super duper cute on this lantern. Very simple, right? Okay, can everybody do this? Yes, you can. You can make a simple little lantern swag like this. We made this one so far. We're going to soup it up and make even a larger one for like a really big statement lantern. All right, let's get rocking on a little bit larger bow. We're going to make the tails a little bit longer. Well, no, we're going to keep them at 8 because it's a funky bow. So we'll keep that at 8. We're going to add a few more loops. So I'm using my Easy Bow Maker and popping in the loops. That one is at 8 inches for our tail. And we're going to keep the size of the bow just about the same at 6. Right, Jan? We're going to do it again. But this time we're putting it on steroid. Hey, you know, I'm a Texas girl. Let's say we're doing it Texas style. Texas style. I love it. So guys, if you would like to get on our list to get a BBB box whenever there becomes one available, it's a subscription box, so we have a limited amount every month. So if someone cancels, then we can offer their space to you guys in line. So we have a wait list. So if you want to let us know in the comments, you can put 4Bs, BBBB, or you can also text us. If you're on the text list, it's faster if you send us a text to 832-734-5201. Text us 4Bs, and we'll know what you want. Okay? So I did 2 loops of the red, and now I'm going to come in and do, let's go with 2 loops of the blue also. Well, we have been making, tonight we're making lantern swags to really show you how much you can get out of a BBB box. A lot of times I do, you know, a couple of wreaths or 2 big wreaths or two small wreaths in a combination and mix things together. But this time I am going to take and do some lantern swags. You have a large lantern? Perfect, Dee Dee. You're going to love this. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to bring the red back to the front. So all I did was do 2 loops, 3 loops, so kind of like an inverted blast off bow. So we did 2 and then 3, and now I'm coming with 1 more loop. Yeah, you guys, if you're later watching the replay or watching live, you can just type in BBBB, and we'll get you on the wait list for the BBB box. I showed everything that was in it earlier on the first video, and I made a little bitty petite lantern swag, but we're going to plus size lantern swag because I like them big girls. Okay, let's come in here and put a cable tie right through the center and pull this off. Uh-oh, somebody's come in my domain. Who is it? Who enters the bloom room? It is Kaya. Hi, Moo. How are you doing? Yo, Moo had a big day at school today. Your candy? I have no idea right now. When I get done, I can come help you look. But right now, I'm hanging out with my friends, making a lantern swag. Okay? Y'all know how it is. Mom's got to find everything. Literally everything. Alright. So I'm fluffing this all out, guys, getting a lot of dimension. Love it. And then I'm going to put a cable tie on the back, and that's how we're going to attach it to our cluster once we get that going. Pull that tight. You guys are awesome tonight. If you do spread the love, make sure you let us know in the comments here, and also let us know on the text list, okay? So we can spread it back to you. I'm putting red down the center. I think either color would be cute, though. We got a nice finished look over here. Turned out really cute. So I like the wispy tails there. You guys are awesome. Let us know on the text list too, okay? The reason we push that text list, guys, is because we own it. And no matter, you know, depending what platform you're watching on, they may not show you everything we do, because that's just how they work, you know? So we're able to keep you in the loop about everything with the text list. All right, super. Now we're making a lantern swag from our subscription box this month, our BBBBB. So, one of the cute things it has is it does have these 2 big stars. So we're going to use these in there. I love that. And we're going to lay down a little bit of bed of, I think we're going to use the daisies in the back for the length, okay? So get ready to cluster it up. We're going to have some clustering fun. All right, I'm going to take this and push these up just a little bit. And we will start to create some longer sections. It is totally, I know we have the check, but it's patriotic. So we're going to scream, you know, God bless America with our lovely color combination here. So I'm going to cut a few of the daisies to go in the back of our swag. So let's start going it. So let me start to lay these out. I'm going to put 2 up. 2 down, 2 up. Okay, and I'm staggering them just a little bit. They do need to overlap in the center. Okay, so that's a good start. I'm going to put these over to the side. Now, I need the length of the filler flower, too, that we used earlier. We already kind of cut into this one. And I'm going to lay a filler flower behind. These have a little bit of a longer stem, so we're going to use these behind to kind of get this really starting to fill out. Okay, everybody has to meet in the middle, so make sure you're crisscrossing. Crisscross will make you jump. Jump. We gotta jump. We can come back and trim those. I'm gonna put a little bit of daisy crisscross up here and a little bit down here. So you can see I'm creating a cluster just flat on the table. I'm layering the pieces up. Okay, now I'm gonna come in. The gypso, I've already stole some of the gypso for another project, so I've gotta. All right, let's lay these aside. Let me put a little blue below it. Rhonda loves a text list. She likes being in the know. Yeah, you really don't have, you know, the nice thing is you get to know everything we're doing, whenever we're doing it. If you choose not to participate, no big deal. You don't even have to open the text if you're like, you know, I'm out of here. So I'm crisscrossing these, and I'm hiding the stems too when I'm crisscrossing, okay? Look at this great bouquet we're making. We're like making a bouquet and up and down. So that was that stem pick that also came in the subscription box. And I'm just going to take and separate these. So when you're doing a lantern swag, it's a little bit about the details, okay? You're taking your time, you're building a really pretty cluster, and you notice I'm layering it intentionally. These aren't just chunked in there and thrown in there. I've got a little blue, a little white, a little blue, a little white. The other day in design school, when I created a particular design, I was telling them we've got to layer that on top of the other colors so it pops. No different than when we do a bow that way. But we want to layer the colors so that it creates depth. Doing the same thing here. So we got a star up and a star down. But I'm not done. We're going big. We've got our big sunflowers. I just don't know if I can get the stem long enough. Let me save our big sunflowers and let's use the medium ones if they're long enough. I need length and I don't feel like adding a stem. Okay, we'll make this work. So I can cut this one right here and get it pretty good length. Okay, and then I can leave that one super long. So let's kind of mix these in there. I'm going to rotate these leaves forward. I love these because they're just so well made, these sunflowers. And this one could lay right down there, right? Okay. And once I get everything tight in here, we can bend the wires more. So let's have this one do the same thing coming back here, kind of layering it underneath. So pretty! So pretty, okay? Pretty happy with this so far. Let's put our bow in the middle to get an idea. Okay, looking really good. Looking good, I'm loving it. I do want to put some berries in, and I think this time we're going to put some of the little berries that came in the box. Little as in more petite, and they will go great up here by the stem. These are so stinking cute. You could just use these on your tier tray decor just like they are. I'm going to twist 3 of them together here. I've been doing this so long, I just try to make it beautiful and easy and quick. Like I said, I try to make it easy and fast for you and save you as many steps as possible. All right. Oh, I love that chunky blue right at the middle. So when our bow sits in there, it'll kind of cluster just right around it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So we still have pieces. We didn't even use everything from our box. I'm happy with my cluster, really like it. So I'm ready to start. You guys, here's how it's gonna look left to right. Let's come in with a cable tie. This first one is just to hold all our business together, okay? We're gonna need to put more than one, but just to start. Brenda says, I love these and make a beautiful gift in a hurry. I know they do. I know they do. They are just so fun, and there's quite a few sellers who do really well with these on Etsy. And one of the things that generally sets them apart is if you put something cutesy in them also. So floral, of course, but then if you can add like this little star, or at Halloween if you could pop in little witch legs or a little pumpkin, that seems to be a winner. Now you can see now I'm moving these up, moving them all up. I am so glad. I love what I do, and I consider it an absolute honor to get to share with you my methods. Although they may be crazy and not traditional, there is reason. Okay, let's come in here, and I'm going to add some glue now to the center. The whole point of adding the glue is to help make sure a bunch of this stuff doesn't pull out. So I'm just going to wrap it around. I don't use a glue gun, so if you're new here and you're like, what is she doing? I use an electric skillet that has hot glue in it. So that's kind of out of camera right now. So I'm just going to go around that. Now I'm going to grab my Spanish moss. I can't set this down because there's glue on the back. Hold tight, folks. I'm a professional. Every other Tuesday, I'm going to come in here with my Spanish moss just a little bit and gently put that on top of my glue without gluing myself. That is where the skill comes in. Alright, so I'm putting the Spanish moss around to kind of make it a little sandwich of moss and glue. I'm going to need a little bit more in there. And that'll help make this all where it can't pull out. Okay? And that moss really finishes off the middle. We still have to add the bow and add a few more things, but now it's like hot glue, floral stems, and the moss catches the outside, okay? Awesome! Okay, let's rock and roll with our next step. This is so cute. I could easily sell this in your store. Yes. Yes, you could. Now, okay, realize we're making this to go on a lantern. But this is the most adorable little mini swag here that you could add to anything. Let's say you sell mirrors in your store. You have little pieces of furniture. You can add the wire to the back. This can go on anything, okay? Banister. We've got all kind of different options for sure on these little swags, okay? We're making it to go on a lantern, but you can give you an idea. Remember, we need the wire in the back. We got to put that in now. So in this particular one, I'm just going to use a floral wire. It is covered in thread, and it's an 18 gauge wire. I'm going to add that to the back. Okay, we're going to grab that with the cable tie in a second, because that's going to be our lifeline to put this on whatever you want. And it's occurring to me, those of you who are in design school, the new tutorial could be used for a wedding. So if you look at that, if you ever need something to go on pews or banisters, you could make little swags like this for the pews, and you could use the same color combination that we just used in this week's tutorial. Go take a look at it. Alright, the little wire and the bow are going in, okay? We're going to attach that to the back. Okay, now we're fluffing it out now. So that means I want those layers from underneath to be able to pop out. So I'm pulling a little bit of that gypsum. These killer berries over here, move them up. We want them to the front part of the party. Well, that hot glue that comes out of the electric skillet, remember, it's not near as hot as a glue gun. So it's not as hot. And I'm not really touching it with that moss, okay? So it's kind of, you know, getting it all. So I'm happy about my stars waiting, my pretty sunflowers. I've laid it all out, okay? Now, we're going to come in, and this is too small of a lantern, but I want to give you an idea, okay? So you can see the different size. So, you can see it's a little too big for this one, but basically, it would come off the top like that. And this is a lantern, and it comes off the top, and you can attach it with that wire. Now, everything in here is wired, so once you got it on, you could give it to some dimension, but look how super easy this is to ship. It's flat, easy, ready to rock and roll. So if you want to start selling these on your Etsy store, you know you can. All right, this is the wreath we're going to use. We can move it aside for a second. Okay, let's go 16 inches. Come to the center. We're going to tie our bow up first. Come to the middle and twist that. Let's come out at 6 inches and twist. 6 inches on this side and twist. Fantastic. So I put red and blue and then the red. Now I'm putting the red in. So I did a 3-2-1 bow. We call that a blast off bow. Now I'm going to take this off, and this will be our bow to make the last project with. And we're going to do a wreath. Okay, let's put these in. Oh my gosh. So cute already, just a bow. All right, let's get at some of the greenery. Let's cut a couple pieces out and let's kind of get a base going. We have a little bit of sunflower left we can use. Let's put it in here. I'm going to wait to put the bow in. We'll put it off to the side, but let's start to create our base. Let's come up to the middle. We'll just be popping these in, and I am covering any of that glue with moss to make it pretty. This is going to be a fun piece to make because I've got to make, you know, it's kind of like one of those things. I got to make what I have work and make it just as grand as I can. So I think we'll still have a greenery left when we're done. Those of you on YouTube, I hope you're having a great night. And please subscribe to our channel. Kind of a longer piece. We're going to let this one kind of come down in there. Okay, nice. All right, let's get in here. I know I want to make the most of my sunflowers. We got to make these scream. I've only got 4 left. We're going to make them work. Y'all, if you're just getting here, we're using the supplies from the BBBB box. And we have so far made 2 other projects. And we're trying to make another smaller wreath with the pieces left. It's a challenge. I'm going to take and bring in 2 bigger sunflowers over here. But I'm going to kind of work them towards the middle. So the greenery is the longest and these are kind of towards the front. I'll let that dude to kind of go over there. So you guys, if you subscribe and you got one either earlier or right now, you got one of the last few left, you are going to get next month's box, okay? I've got to put, I've only got a little bit of that filler flower left, but we're going to make it work. Put a little more greenery in there. I'm going to use a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to bring this one in. I think this one should go this way. And I'm trying to go not through the back, guys. Keep it in the layers. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we've got 2 here. We've got 2 here. We've made our bow. Okay. Now let's get in here. We've got blueberries left. We have just a little filler flower. This is what's left. Now, if you guys just getting here, here's what we've made so far. We've made a big lantern swag, a little lantern swag. Okay. We've made these so far. And now we're making a wreath to coordinate with those. Here's the daisy bush. We're going to use a little bit of that. And I told you yesterday I like that it's a pusher, so we're going to make it a little shorter. A little bit of daisy coming in. Let's have a little bit of daisy going down. All right, let's go up higher. And let's put a couple of them in here. I'm just tucking these in. I was telling everyone in design school earlier how I was just in my little happy place, creating with them. And sometimes, you know, you get in the zone. Anytime you can see that glue, just cover it up. Okay, so I tucked a little daisy in. I've got just a little tinge of filler flower left, so I'm going to hold on to that for a second. I got a little bit of blue. Hold on to that. Let's go with what we have the most of. I've got a couple of berries. I think we're going to use the big piece towards the top. We're just having fun. We're just playing with all these flowers. And, you know, when I say have fun with flowers, I'm serious. That's what we're doing. Having fun with flowers. Ooh, so chunky. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't you want to just like, dun, 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 dun. I can't help it. I can't help it. Gotta touch them. Gotta watch it wiggle. See it jiggle. Okay, let's come up here. Let these kind of cluster up. I like that. We got a pop of blue, pop of blue. Let's get in there and cover that up. I'm going to go ahead and put the bow in, and then we're going to pop in the rest of our BBB box. Look how pretty. Let's pop this in. Now we're gonna kind of have a party around the bow. Let's get this tight. Trim that off. You guys, so if you wanted a BBB box, you're watching this or later on the replay, just put BBB in the comments. We'll send you the link to the wait list or the actual items if we have any available left for this month. And it'll be a different box. This one's sold out. They sell out every month. I usually do a video working with the products so you can see how to use them, get some inspiration. I'm going to curl these up. I'm going to leave these long. Let me get that. Hold on. Let me turn it towards me for just a second. They're a little bit spread out. Sometimes you got to look at it. Now, I'm ready to add some berries in and my little bit of filler flower, and I got a little bit of blue. Okay, let's put this little bit of white in. I think up here at the top. Let's just have that cluster right by the bow. I think that'll be really sweet. Let's pop it in. Oh yeah, nice and chunky right there. Now I'm going to spread out my berries a little, and I like to kind of twist these together. And we'll get them twisted, and then we can put them in. These are so nice because they're smaller scale. So sometimes you need to add in smaller scale things because it adds that great detail. But literally these came clustered so cute. You could have put the little cluster on your tier tray. They're so beautiful. Oh gosh, that's cute. That's a winner. Love it. Let's do one more at the top. Isn't that cute? All right, finally, I've got a little bit of the blue filler flower. We're going to add this last. So I'm going to add these in, just like a little bit of twiggy twig. So let's come and just have this one kind of come out of the bottom, right under the wreath. Yeah, how cute. Woo! How cute is this? So let me show you all three, guys, okay? So this is what we made with last month's BBB box. Remember, it's not available anymore. And the only thing I have left is some greenery. I used every piece of the florals. I've got a little greenery left. So there was the wreath we made tonight. We started off with the little lantern swag. Just a little petite lantern swag, okay? Here's our lantern. Here's our sweet little swag, okay? This is going to be so cute in the store together, all right? Now, I could also attach this to, it could go on a frame. It could go on all kinds of things. It's just a baby swag. Okay? Then, we went ahead and made a big swag for big lanterns. And in here, we use sunflowers. This would look really cute attached to the side of a mirror, too, in your home. Just to pop in a little color for the patriotic. Look how cute. So we did all that from the subscription box to give you some examples. You could have made one really big, huge wreath, or you could have made several small wreaths, at least probably two. You could even put these fun stars. The only things that didn't come in the box would have been the ribbon. The ribbon, I don't put ribbon in my boxes, and you won't get like the grapevine base. But you'll get all the florals and things that coordinate. So this kind of gives you a great idea of what you get in a BBB box. So they don't always have something fun like this. Sometimes they'll have more twigs, berries, branches, and buds. That's what the BBBB stands for. So that's what you get in there. And this is just an example so you know. And hopefully this inspired you to make something else of your own and have fun with flowers just like I have been doing all day today. Bye, Blue Merinos.